There's a moment every trader knows too well. You enter a trade with confidence, your analysis is sharp, your levels are clear, your risk is defined. The chart moves in your favor, and you see green floating on your screen. Suddenly, your heart beats faster. You're up a little profit, not much, but enough for your brain to whisper, "Take it now," before it disappears. You hover over the close button, knowing you planned for more. But your emotions scream louder than your logic, and before you even realize, you've cut the trade early. What follows is a flood of regret as you watch price move exactly where you expected, hitting your original target without you on board. This is one of the most common psychological battles in trading: the inability to hold trades. It feels harmless at first because taking profits seems like a win. But what it really shows is a lack of trust in your system, a lack of discipline in your execution, and an emotional need to feel secure in the moment, rather than patient in the long run. And this behavior, repeated over time, is one of the fastest ways to sabotage your growth as a trader. Why is it so difficult to hold trades? It's not about strategy, it's about psychology. The market has a way of exposing every weakness inside you. When you close early, you're not responding to the market, you're responding to your own fears. Fear of losing unrealized profits, fear of being wrong, fear of watching green turn into red. These fears are powerful because they tap into deep human instincts. From childhood, we're conditioned to protect what we have. We're taught that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And in trading, that instinct is magnified by money being at stake. But here's the paradox. Holding your trades is what separates amateurs from professionals. The amateurs chase quick wins. They scratch out pennies. They take profits at the first sign of movement. The professionals, on the other hand, understand the game is about consistency, not instant gratification. They know that holding trades according to plan is what builds equity curves that move upward in the long run. One premature exit doesn't seem costly, but repeated over weeks and months, it destroys your risk-to-reward ratio, erases your edge, and leaves you stuck in a cycle of frustration. Think about it. You risk 20 pips to make 70. But you keep taking 10 pips because you're scared the trade will reverse. On paper, your strategy is a winning system. In reality, your psychology turned it into a losing system. The edge didn't fail, you did. This is why most traders blame their indicators, their brokers, or the market itself, when in truth, the real battle is inside. The inability to hold trades is nothing more than a reflection of emotional weakness. One of the most damaging aspects of closing early is how it rewires your brain. Each time you cut profits short and feel relief, your brain rewards you with dopamine. You feel safe, you feel smart, but then you watch the market hit your original target and the regret eats you alive. Your emotions become a roller coaster of short-lived highs and crushing lows, and the cycle repeats. You train yourself to prioritize emotional relief over strategic discipline. Over time, this turns into a habit so deeply ingrained that even when you know you shouldn't close early, your hand moves before your mind can stop it. It's like an addiction. You become addicted to the quick satisfaction of banking small wins, even if those wins are sabotaging your growth. An addiction in trading is dangerous because it blinds you to the bigger picture. Your focus shrinks from long-term consistency to short-term comfort. You trade for safety instead of profit, and the market punishes that mindset. But let's get brutally honest here. The reason you can't hold trades isn't because the market is scary or unpredictable. It's because you don't fully trust yourself. You don't trust your analysis enough. You don't trust your strategy enough. You don't trust your risk management enough. And most of all, you don't trust your own ability to sit with discomfort. Because that's what holding trades requires. Discomfort. The discomfort of watching profits fluctuate. The discomfort of seeing price pull back close to your entry. The discomfort of waiting for confirmation that may take hours or days. If you can't handle that discomfort, you'll always close early. Let's paint a picture. Imagine two traders enter the same position. Both have the same analysis, same entry, same stop loss, same target. Trader A sees price go in his favor, panics at the first sign of green, and exits early with a small profit. Trader B watches the same fluctuations, but stays calm, trusting the system. Trader B feels the same fear, the same temptation, but doesn't give in. The trade eventually hits target. Trader A feels regret, Trader B feels reward. Multiply this across 100 trades, and the difference is massive. One trader has consistent growth. The other has a flat or declining account. That's the power of holding trades. It's not about being right, it's about executing correctly. Because the truth is, anyone can enter a trade. Clicking the button is easy, but holding it? That's where the real skill lies. That's where discipline is forged. That's where traders either grow or fail. This is why when you study professional traders, you notice they don't obsess over entries as much as retail traders do. They know the edge lies not in the perfect entry, but in the ability to hold trades to their logical conclusion. Retail traders are obsessed with getting in at the exact candle. Professionals are obsessed with managing themselves once they're in. Ask yourself, how many times have you closed a trade early and then watched it hit your target? How many times have you robbed yourself of profits because you couldn't sit with the discomfort? How many times has your strategy worked, but you failed to work the strategy? This is the painful truth every trader has to face. The market doesn't beat you. You beat yourself. And here's the most ironic part. The very thing you're running from, discomfort, is the key to your success. If you can embrace the discomfort, if you can train yourself to hold through the emotions, if you can stop listening to the voice screaming at you to exit, you will transform your trading. Not because your strategy changes, but because your psychology matures. Holding trades is about maturity. It's about developing the emotional muscle to stay the course. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not exciting. It's boring. It's slow. It's sitting on your hands and doing nothing while your brain screams for action. But that boring discipline is what creates extraordinary results. That ability to hold when everyone else is bailing out is what separates winners from losers. You must first master yourself. And the first step is acknowledging that closing early is not protecting you. It's sabotaging you. Every time you close early, you tell your brain that fear wins. Every time you hold to your plan, you tell your brain that discipline wins. Over time, one of those becomes your identity. Which one it is depends on the choices you make in those moments of discomfort. So the next time you see green flashing on your screen and feel the urge to click close, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this part of the plan, or is this fear? If it's fear, then you know what the right choice island. Because the only way to grow in trading is to do the hard thing when it's uncomfortable. And in this case, the hard thing is the right thing, holding your trade until the plan says otherwise. That's the beginning of real discipline. That's the beginning of becoming a trader who doesn't just take trades but masters them. The market is a mirror, and what it reflects most clearly is impatience. You don't notice it at first, but impatience creeps in like a thief. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It starts with little thoughts like, this is taking too long, or, what if it reverses? Then it evolves into physical tension. Your shoulders stiffen, your breathing shortens, your hand hovers over the mouse. Before long, you're not focused on the chart anymore. You're focused on your feelings, and those feelings drive you to act. You close the trade early, not because your plan told you to, but because your impatience couldn't bear the weight. The truth is, holding a trade isn't hard because of the market. It's hard because of time. Time is the most ruthless pressure in trading. The market can move in your direction, but if it doesn't move at the speed you want, you begin to unravel. And that's the silent enemy. It's not about whether your analysis is right. It's about whether you can outlast the noise in your own head while price takes its journey. Imagine two traders watching the same trade play out. The setup is valid, the stop loss is safe, and the target is realistic. But after 30 minutes, one trader feels restless. He thinks, why hasn't it moved yet? His mind races, inventing reasons to exit. He imagines news he didn't check. He thinks about the money tied up in this position. He thinks about how he could use that capital for a different trade. Finally, he caves. He closes out for a scratch or a small win. An hour later, the trade hits the full target. Meanwhile, the second trader sat calmly, trusted the plan, and let the market unfold. One trader got what he wanted, relief. The other got what he needed, results. That's the essence of trading psychology. Most traders are not defeated by bad analysis. They are defeated by impatience. They don't lose to the market. They lose to time. They want results on their schedule, not the market's. But the market doesn't care about your schedule. It doesn't move faster just because you're in the trade. It moves how it wants, when it wants. Your job isn't to control time, it's to endure it. The real challenge is that impatience disguises itself as logic. You convince yourself you're closing for a reason,